Welcome to another episode of Asphalt 9 Legends Unite! This is Super Tails Ganon here, and it's actually been a hot minute since I actually played this version. We are continuing off with the career mode, of course. Of course, there are also some new special daily events, such as the Carnival Rush Showcase. Uh, Before we get started, though, I might as well. Yeah, might as well set a faster time on this. I forgot I did this event once before, maybe twice. It makes me wonder though, will there ever be such a thing as like Asphalt Edition cars? Because stuff like Forza has like Forza Edition or Horizon Edition or both. Ow. Yeah, that was a bad time. Anywho's, we are going back to career mode. This is career mode episode 6. So we nearly completed career chapter 1. Now we go into chapter 2. They actually nerfed the career stuff, which is kind of weird, but like Game Loft does what they do. And to be fair, don't I can use the DSE 10s. It's at a much higher rank. It's like what? Is that like 480 points exactly above the recommended? So, start of chapter 2. So this will be Career Season 2, Episode 1. I was gonna wait until doing the Camaro season first before doing this, but since I don't have the 50th edition on this particular version yet, might as well get Season 2 started for Career. Too easy. Okay, this one requires winning. So yeah, of course, from the previous videos, you would all know that, like, there are certain objectives to each of these stages. And in order to get all the flags to complete the set, you need to complete all of the objectives. This one is to get 5 seconds of nitro time, and of course, finish first. And nitro time is so easy. Out of the way! Don't need to deal with that right now. Thank you. Yeah, what's with the cops wanting to catch him? That was your own fault, Mr. Officer. That was your own fault. You oofed yourself. But yeah, like some of this is pretty easy. I of course will go back to using this car, of course. Its its rank class is actually much higher than what's recommended, so it could easily outpace everyone. Even though rubber banding. Yeah, this one requires drifting to get enough yards, because it requires drifting yards. Since I have things set in imperial units, my speedometer's in miles per hour, whereas people using the metric system would use kilometers an hour. And again, you prefer what you prefer. The fact is that all the stats, no matter what set of unit you choose, well, it'll be the same. Like, what I'm saying is, like, there is the algorithm for, like, conversions that the game does automatically that allows, like, to show what your top speed is, regardless if it's in kilometers an hour or miles an hour. Boom. Jeez, crazy. So that requires 10 more to start up. And I believe there is an achievement for gold maxing a car. That I don't know. If anything, I could just test it out. Yeah, we're just going through as much of the career as possible. This is the season 2 career. So this is career season 2, episode 1. And of course, each chapter will be its own season. Of course, each chapter has more events than the previous. Even though chapter 6 is what, the shortest one. So be prepared for, like, all the things you would see in the future of this game. Sheesh. Do do do. Ba da ba 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 da ba ba ba. Of course, like if I find the car that's like the easiest, like the easier it is, like it's definitely in the green. It makes me wonder though. Oh yeah, KOs count as stunts. Because you're taking out other racers, apparently it counts as a stunt for some reason. Anywho, I wonder if like the Drive Syndicates have any war, like Drive Syndicate special events have war to them. Because it's like, there's been like, what, 10 overall now, and the story of each one changes from time to time, but it makes me wonder if they're all interconnected in some way. If so, then that's some crazy. It makes me wonder if there's actual lore hidden in this game. Anyways, we're just blazing through the career mode. Of course, as I said prior, this game is free to download and play. You can get it on Xbox, PC, mobile, PlayStation, Switch. I think it's even on Steam, but I don't know. The fact remains that despite the platform that you pick, it is free to play. You don't have to pay to win. It's basically an option. And when something is optional, it means, like, you just use skill to get good. Yeah, sure, some people would classify as pay to win as cheating. But if you just want to play a game just for the sake of it, just get good. Get good and practice. I've played this game for many years, and I have... Well, there was only a couple times where I did paid for, like, Unite passes and whatnot, but, like, it was, like, what, twice or three times? It's like, it's no big deal. And plus, it was also on the Switch version, too. And the way that the game got this new code of paint, like, it's still Asphalt 9 at the end of the day. Regardless of what HUD updates go crazy on it. Whether it be changing the font of the HUD or whatever else. The fact is, it's still Asphalt 9 at its core, and that's why I love it. What would be really cool, though? An open-world Asphalt game. That would go crazy, honestly. Game Loft, I don't know if you'd be able to be watching this. But if there's something crazy going on in your head, it better be an Asphalt open-world racing game. That would be cool. That would be cool. In fact, that would go so hard. I would actually play it. And and also let us be able to change be able to remove upgrades from the car, like downgrade them, if you will, but not beyond stock. Like, give us the option to reset to the default upgrades, and we can send those upgrades elsewhere to, like, different cars. Oh yeah, this one requires drifting as well. Coming through! Just sliding through the streets. Tokyo Drift style in Shanghai. If it was like Initial D, this would have been better put in Osaka. Or maybe at some point in the future they're introducing like a Tokyo map or something. I don't know. It'd be very crazy, but I'm predicting the future stuff for this game. Drive Syndicate 11 would probably be crazy. Drive Syndicate 11. No idea about the car. But of course it will be a key-based car, meaning you need to get you need to complete the whole key. You need to get the key by reaching, what's it, 1 million score? Like 1 million syndicate score during the syndicate challenge. And if there is going to be a Drive Syndicate 11 soon, I hope they actually make it easier. In which, like, it would use cars that we already have unlocked instead of, like, using stuff from previous pass-based cars. It would be easier that way, honestly. Like, or I don't know, bring the Koenigsegg Jesko back for Drive Syndicate 11. Or maybe the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolute as the Drive Syndicate 11 car. They're probably gonna go something crazy, though. What would be really crazy for that sort of thing? Maybe some sort of extreme track toy type. Like the Elemental RP1 or like a Lamborghini SC20, or maybe the newer Aventador the newest Aventador, which is basically the last Aventador. Or maybe the 2024 Kunta, or this is 2023. 2021, I believe that is that. But I think that no matter what car they pick to choose for Drive Syndicate 11, chances are it's actually going to be you have to get the key to unlock the car. I don't think there has been a Drive Syndicate event where you get blueprints for a car to be able to unlock the car without a key required. It basically, like, I don't know if there were any Drive Syndicate events that didn't give a key-based car to unlock. And I say key-based because key-based cars require obtaining the keys to the car to unlock. And yes, some can be done through car hunt events, and other times it's a bunch of special events. But I don't think there's ever been, like, a multiplayer event where such a thing happened. Well, not that I could recall anyway. Maybe make the Batista the Drive Syndicate 11 car. Or if there's a new version of the... If there's a... maybe the 2025 DeLorean Alpha 5. That would make sense as a perfect supercar. I guess, though, it would probably be a key-based car that starts out at 1 star. It would probably have a max of 5 stars. Now, what would go crazy, though, is a 3-star base key car. Like, a key-based car that just maxes out at 3 stars. Honestly, something like that would make a lot of sense. Oh, there we go. Apparently the game had to do a bit of loading, despite it being on the fastest generation of console. Yeah, just imagine. Drive Syndicate 11. 2025 DeLorean Alpha 5. It is, of course, an electric version. Like, they're bringing back DeLorean as a supercar. basically. Because if you don't remember, back in, what was it, like 1988 or so, there is the DeLorean DMC-12, which was also used for the Back to the Future trilogy. Now, like, before the trilogy before even the first one came out, I don't think a lot of people even know about DeLorean. But, like, he did a pretty sussy thing to try to make his company not go bankrupt. And that was by starting a, how should I put this? Basically, instead of, like, he put it towards, some special snow-like stuff. Yeah, and then people found out about it, he got arrested and thrown in prison after he released it. Of course, this was after the release of the DMC-12. Pretty iconic car, of course. Now, the people behind the DeLorean Alpha 5 actually are part of a different company. I forget which one, but they're building the 2025 DeLorean Alpha 5 as an homage to the original classic sports car that should have actually been classified as a supercar. And of course, they didn't stop there. The 2025 DeLorean will be electric. Or if there's going to be like a gas version, I hope there will be a gas version. Now, again, sometime in 2025, that's when the car will release. But who knows? My guess is probably going to be around, like, probably June or July. But, again, who knows? Now, the people at Gameloft would probably pick the DeLorean Alpha 5 as the next Drive Syndicate car. If anything, I think the only way they'd be able to do that is by getting the licensing for a car that doesn't really exist yet. Sure, it's in a concept phase for the time being, then they could get the licensing to use and scan the concept version. But, like, it has yet to go into production, so who knows? If the DeLorean Alpha 5 ends up being the Drive Syndicate 11 reward car for reaching 1 million Syndicate points, that would be crazy. And of course, they wouldn't go without being a key-based car either. It'll probably be like A-class with 5 stars and a stock rank of 2,562 or some random number like that. And of course, even then, why not stop there? Bring in the original DeLorean DMC-12 and make it a 3-star D-class. Yeah, 3-star D-class. Yeah, D-class, max 3 stars. That would make a lot of sense for a sports car of that caliber. Yeah, I know supercars are much faster. And technically, like, there's, like... But, yeah. If you're watching this game, Loft, and I got all that correct, you're welcome for the idea. Oh, going back to the DeLorean, though, the DMC-12, I think would make a really excellent car hunt event car, where you just need some D-class cars to be able to unlock it. Now, it's also possible that the DMC-12 can be put into C-class, meaning that you would require, like, 2 C-class cars to unlock, such as, like, the Acura NSX GT3 Evo plus the Cadillac CN Concept. Even though the Cadillac is B-class. I'm just saying, for, like, an example. Now we've completed the D-Class Pro. We are going D-Class Elite now. Where the goal of this one is simple. We have to become P1. Yeah, and like, I don't know, maybe some racing games and developers of said racing games probably have a bit of a thing. I am not gonna say the correct word for it. For electric cars, hey, if that's their bucket, that's their bucket. As long as they actually have decent stats overall, then it's fine by me. Because, like, the DeLorean Alpha 5, since it'll be coming out this year in 2025, later this year, it'll be classified as a modern supercar. I believe so. And as such, GameLoft, and as well as any other racing game developers that want to get their hands on it, they would need to ask for the licensing permission and the capability of scanning the Alpha 5 in. But then again, things cost money, so who knows? Who knows what holds up in the future? Who knows even if it will sell well at all? Now, for future of special events, I have no idea. But I bet, like, coming March, there's gonna be a St. Patrick's Day special, like, daily event. Like, coming in mid-March around, like, St. Patrick's Day or something. There's probably gonna be, like, a spring style season coming up soon as well. But I mean, this is just these are just predictions. I don't know. Like, there could be car hunt cars of, like, maybe something along, like, maybe some Chryslers, maybe Rolls-Royce will make an appearance. With the Rolls-Royce Wraith, or the Rolls-Royce Dawn. Maybe Tesla could make an appearance with the Model Y or the Cybertruck. Maybe the Genena G10, the 2019 Genena G10. Again, they would have to go to the car manufacturers and ask for permission to scan those cars into the game and get the stats and whatnot. And we could see, like, a Cadillac CTS-V black wagon, like the wagon one. The black. There's also the CT5 Blackwing, the CT4 Blackwing. Like, there's even stuff like, there's cars like the Toyota AE86, Toyota Supra. I don't think there is a Toyota in this. Is there a Toyota in this game? I don't think so. But yeah, like, there's so much potential for new cars to be added in this game in the future. And maybe if they're just, like, a bit busy working on the next mainline title, which could possibly be happening. They could be working on the next mainline title and just keeping everyone busy with the events seen here in this game. And in Asphalt Nitro 2, which is like a sequel to the first one, which is only released on Android, apparently. Now, of course, what what would you guys think would come in the future of this game? Or in the future of Gameloft? Will we see new cars like the DeLorean Alpha 5? Will we get to see a trailer or a launch thing for the next mainline title in the Asphalt series? Could Gameloft even come around and release a new, different racing game with the Asphalt engine, with the Asphalt 9 engine? I think it's best you guys leave comments, like guess in the comments below. That I would say, like, do you think it's possible that, like, is it also possible that given enough time, the servers of this game will actually shut down because of the fact that then probably future titles? Do you think there's also going to be garage, backwards compatibility with garages, moving cars from the past title to the future title? And the Crew 2, I mean, the Crew Motorfest already has that with the Crew 2, so if it can work with one game, who's to say it won't work again? Like, again, if anyone wants to know, or if there's any Gameloft devs watching this, or if anyone has any answers, just leave things in the comments below. I believe comments are enabled. I'm hoping they are enabled. Now, like, even then, like, the future titles or future events or whatever are set aside, it would not stop me from playing this game. This is a very fun game. It's got a very active online scene, a very active online multiplayer scene. There are special events galore that come in every now and again. But it makes me wonder, like, is it possible people could get bored of this game and actually stop playing it altogether? Who knows? But I know there are people that are dedicated fans of this series, and a lot of them like to speedrun the games. Hence why you can look up, there is a Discord server called Asphalt Speedrunning. All you have to do is just, like, in the join server thing, and then you hit, like, you have the option to, if you have a link, all you do is put Asphalt Speedrunning into the search box, and it would automatically into the link box, and it would let you join. Now, there's a lot of things. There is a lot of stuff involving, like, speedrunning this game. Like, you gotta know nitro efficiency versus spamming the nitro. You also gotta know when the perfect stuff to do. Speed tricks to gain extra airspeed, which saves time. You gotta know when to drift, when to do stunts, all of that. It's very technical. It is very technical. Well, what does even help in the case of some cars is the perfect nitro speed boost. Now, I explained before that the perfect nitro speed boost actually has something to do with the fact of, for some reason, some cars in the game gain extra speed when it comes to using the perfect nitro. And of course, some cars include the Acura NSX GT3 Evo, the Nissan Leaf Nismo, the Apex AP0, among others. Now, I don't know if it's a feature or if it's a bug or anything, but the fact is that it can be used in an advantageous way. And because, like, you can use a shockwave to hit a jump and get airspeed like crazy. Yeah, that definitely did not make it. And yeah, you can use, like, a shockwave to get up to top speed, and then hit a jump to hit top airspeed. And then when you land, you can tap the brake, and then do a perfect nitro, and somehow your speed is actually much higher than it should be from using different types of nitro. Now, I only know about some cars that have this, but not all out of, like, but I think there's only just a few of them that have that sort of thing going on with them. Maybe it's a buff for specific cars, maybe some cars just lack in the nitro stat, so they have to give extra speed. In any sense, though, perfect nitro speed boost actually allows extra speed to be granted in straight line sections. Like, take a Golden Max Nissan Leaf Nismo, for example. I have a clip on the Switch that shows, like, its top speed at its Golden Max is 151 miles an hour, which is roughly about, like, what is it? 0 to 62, like 62 miles an hour is roughly around 100 kilometers an hour. So double that is like 124-ish. So 151 miles an hour is like roughly around 240-ish kilometers an hour. I could be wrong, but then again, conversions. But, like, if you activate nitro, you get an extra burst of 7 miles an hour added onto that. Or if you're using kilometers, it'll be 7 times approximately 1.6, which would be 9.6 kilometers an hour, roughly, at least. And that's with a shockwave, or with regular nitro, or, like, any nitro that is not the perfect nitro. Because apparently, if you do a perfect nitro, it provides additional speed, basically an additional double to what it added on prior to using the perfect nitro. So in which case, like, 14 miles an hour, or roughly about 19-20 kilometers an hour. I'm saying 19 to 20 kilometers an hour. But then again, the thing is, like, where does that extra speed even come from? How is it some cars have the capability of producing that extra speed, yet, like, the majority of cars don't have access to it? Where does the extra speed come from? And yeah, that would also, and yes, that means that higher, like, the faster you are, the more time you save. So, the perfect nitro speed boost is used to save time in speedruns. You just gotta know how to use it efficiently and effectively to be able to get it to work properly. I did not see that coming because, like, I was trying to aim for the ramp there. But yeah, there's also, like, speed tricks that let you maintain airspeed. Like, I believe the one I just did, I believe what I just did here is a speed trick, for example. Like, there was one in Scotland where if you did, like, a high enough barrel roll, if you took one of these barrel roll ramps with a shockwave and gain enough height and speed, you could actually land on top of one of the ships, from the other one, by the way, and keep your airspeed, and in which you also gain nitro from the air time for technically being on the ground, or at least a ground, but the game doesn't recognize it as ground. The same thing applies when, of course, you start grinding a rail. Yeah, the same thing applies when you're grinding a rail. As to, like, but then again, it is precise. You gotta be precise in the thing to be able to pull it off. Because if you go anywhere that's like a bit too far away from it, you end up hitting a kill plane and respawning. Or in the case of rails, you could flip off the side of a rail and die. Both of which waste time in speedruns. Yeah, but those sorts of tightness, like, you gotta be, like, it's gotta be frame perfect moving. It's crazy how close you gotta be in order to actually nail it in the bucket with it. You gotta be precise to haul oblivion. You gotta have, like, godlike precision to be able to nail it correctly. But if you nail those speed tricks, that, well, one was definitely possible because I did land it on the Switch version at one point. It saves a lot of time. Sure, it takes a lot of practice to knock them down and get them done. And, like, it takes a lot of trial, error, and whatnot just to find the correct positioning to be able to nail it. But when you do nail it, it's very satisfying to just see your car zooming incredibly fast. Pair that with, considering, like, airspeed caps at certain limits depending on the car. It's not like gravity actually provides additional speed or anything. Which, honestly, it's probably possible that the reason why gravity doesn't have an additional effect on your speed, especially with airspeed, is because there is like some sort of airspeed limiter of some sort that, depending on the car, well, obviously on every car, would not be affected by gravity, as it will not increase it would not increase further beyond the max airspeed due to gravity. What I'm basically saying is that, like, I believe it is to prevent cars from hitting, like, ridiculous top speeds with the help of gravity. I mean, I could be right, I could be wrong, but who knows? Like, but it's kind of stupid that they actually have set of limiters on to begin with. Because, like, this DSE tense, as it is, has a capped airspeed of 219. The one on Switch that I have on Switch, it caps at 225. Yet it gets pulled down by gravity at like 9.8 meters a second. So, in a sense, it should actually be gaining speed. But for one reason or another, it just goes to its cap. It just stays there until you land. Maybe it's possible that the devs don't want cars to be like reaching 400 miles an hour or at least 640 kilometers an hour using the metric system. Which, to be fair, there are cars that there are cars that actually go beyond that, even. Those kinds of cars do exist. They are called supersonic cars for... They aren't called supersonic cars for nothing. Because that's basically closing in on the speed of sound. And yes, there are cars that do go beyond the speed of sound. But if they were actually at all ever implemented into racing games, they would need some serious nerfs to go in line with normal cars such as this. Because otherwise, that would just be seriously unfair, and stages would be completed in the matter of like 30 seconds or less, depending on how well you control the car. Because then again, it's not really just the car that matters when it comes to racing. It's also the driver. You need an excellent driver to be able to set some ridiculous times like that. At ridiculous speeds like that. Anywho's, like, yeah, racing games are fun. Racing games are definitely fun and are totally worth playing. Especially this one. This one gives the, like, a classic arcade style racer. You have progression and all sorts of things. It's crazy what you can do. Like, it's got progression, it's got that arcade style vibe to it. It's got a pretty decent car list, which every so often it does add new cars to. I mean, look, Forza Horizon 5, there's like around 950 total cars in the game. And that includes stuff like there was supposed to be A Mercedes AMG 1 Forza Edition. And in that game, it's actually the most rare car, or at least one of the most rare cars in the game, considering that none of the players have it. Like, I could imagine, like, seeing, like, something like the AMG 1 showing up in this game, if it's not in there already. Probably for a special event, like a Grand Prix event or something. Grand Prix. And again, what Game Loft does with their franchise, that's up to them. What they do is what they do. In the end, though, it doesn't really change how this game is and how it acts and whatnot. It's still a good racing game at the end of the day. It is an arcade-style racer at the end of the day. Now, I will, like, finish off this career event, this set of career stages, and then I will end the video there. But yeah, what do you guys think about, like, the DeLorean Alpha 5 making an appearance in this game as a Drive Syndicate 11 car, as in the main reward car for it? What would you guys think in the comments below? Do you think that'll happen? Do you think it will not happen? Are there any other cars that could be perfect for Drive Syndicate 11? Just let me know in the comments below. Like, you guys can also talk amongst yourselves as well. And if there's any devs watching from Game Loft, like, I appreciate this game existing at all. Yeah, I've hardly played any of the previous entries, but this entry is among the best of the best. And that always accounts for something. And sometimes I just go on a bit of a rant and talking about stuff related to games. Or maybe sometimes, maybe it feels like I just yap a bit too much, but eh. But yeah, let me finish off this, the Class D Elite. Grab all the stuff. Oh, I can't finish it off without getting that Mustang. Okay, not a problem then. If anything, what would make a lot of sense, I could just go over here. There are season missions, of course, for each season. That happens to be, of course. There are challenges that you can use to gain tokens. Excuse me. There's even sponsorships. You know what? I might as well claim all of these and just, like, zoom it like that. Yeah, there's lots of things to do in this game. Okay, so, since I don't have the Mustang, oh yeah, there are also Starway events that show up from time to time. This one is for the Genti Accolone. And before ending this video, of course, this car is a handling monster. Anyways, again, from the first episode I made on this, and I've actually have done speedrun videos of this game before. It is free to play, you don't need to pay to win. Yeah, sure, it takes a lot of grinding to get everything that you need to be able to get to special events and whatnot. But all in all, you don't have to pay to win. This is a free-to-play racing game, and is totally, like, very fun. And also, yes, the multiplayer is cross-platform. So if you want to take it online with your friends, you can. And even, like, I believe, except for PC and mobile, there is also local multiplayer on console, on the console version. So if you want, you could, like, I don't know, like, you could do a 4-player split-screen match with some of the fastest cars in the game. Or you could take 4 of the slowest cars in the game and have a 1v1v1v1 deathmatch. Who knows? All in all, totally get this game. Play it. Play it for just because of how good it is. 119, I know I could do better than that. That's the top 30%, by the way. Anyways, for those about to rock, we salute you. Yeah, this is Super Tails Gaming saying, for those about to rock, we salute you, and I bid you adieu. See you next time on Asphalt 9 Legends Unite. Peace.